women leaders face some of the challenges which are not easy to talk about. In the morning we spoke about vulnerability. However, really coming out in the open with your own vulnerable truths, what you're facing in the workplace, is very tough. So, I've been to forums where before the main forum discussion starts, the women leaders are excited and enthusiastic about, yes, we must share our own journeys to make other people, inspire other people, or make everybody, make the environment see what really are the issues. But as soon as the forum starts, everybody just keeps quiet. And I'm left amazed. So there was one forum where we were discussing all this, and then we said, okay, so we must do some interventions for the women in senior levels. And suddenly the senior women there started saying, no, we can do all we could to help the middle management, but we are fine. And I know it, that all is not fine. During sessions, women come up to me in breaks with tears in their eyes, talking about the multiple challenges they face. And when I ask them, you must come out in the open with them, they said, no, I cannot. Where is the safe place? Where are the candid truths? Let's try to get some out today. So, I'll ask each of you to give a little introduction about yourself and what makes you so passionate about this journey. It could be a personal or a professional reason. Let's start with you.
Thank you, Dr. Niru, and it's a pleasure to be here and share some of my experiences, and I'm sure I'll learn as well from the experiences of some of my fellow panelists. Thank you. So, a little bit about myself. I'm Niru Kumar. I am leading the infant nutrition category for South Asia region at Nestle. Going on 17 years with Nestle, so it's been a long journey for me. I think I've always been passionate about it. And just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I come from a very traditional community. So I come from the Marwari Jain community, where typically the women are not really part of the working force, right? Things are changing, but things hadn't changed as much when I started out 17 years back. And the kind of support when I took the decision to go in for my higher education, to do an MBA, when I took the decision to start working and continue working, the kind of support I got, I felt that I had to really pass it on to women around me, because not everyone gets that kind of support. Even when I started working at Nestle and in the business in which I am, I go out to the field very often. I interact with young women barely out of college, young graduates, and the kind of questions, basic questions they grapple with, to say, I've started working, but I fear if I get married, I will no longer be able to work. Or is there a good time to have kids when you're working? And they lack that basic mentorship, they lack that kind of a support system. And I just feel, as someone who's gone through it and who's kind of managed it, I could provide that to them. So I feel very passionate about that.
I really think that women need to have a seat at the table to be able to really make a difference. And that's what my endeavor has been in my personal journey. I now serve as an independent director on the boards of 4 listed companies, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in the time that's assigned to me. And that's what I want to say about myself.
I'm actually literally surrounded by women around me in the organization, and believe me, nothing makes you happier than to see that have they been able to make the right choices. Because obstacles will be there, and frankly, obstacles are gender neutral. And many times, one tends to look at them as it's women specific. But when you engage with the ladies and when you talk to them, if you can just help them navigate those obstacles, nothing makes you feel happier.
What really concerns me with today's women folk, we made it to this stage because we leaned on the shoulders of our elders, our mentors or our family people. Whenever we had issues, we went to them, we spoke, and when they gave you an encouraging word, that was the end of the story, and then you moved on. Today, internet has replaced information which elders gave. But it is a little worrisome that internet tries to replace experience which elders had and supported you a long way. So therefore, I believe that being what we are and trying to help the younger generation, although they may not be willing to listen to our history, in small bits whenever they need something, will go a long way. So we can't call ourselves role models, but I was a pioneer to run into the fire all the time, and therefore experiences help the others in the organization.
Thank you. So now we have to have the cameras off.
One of the earliest things I did, and I think my affiliation showed, every board that I joined, and I sit on 7 boards, I inquired of them about the policy that the company has around POSH, prevention of sexual harassment at the workplace. And I was quite surprised that 2 out of the 7 boards I serve on didn't have a policy. So getting the policy going, being formulated and getting the whole company educated about it was one thing that I was quite an active advocate of. And then I forced all the management to table the POSH cases, if any, to the audit committee. It was quite a battle. And I said, look, it is a high risk. A POSH case, as we are seeing the way the Uber thing unveiled and Harvey Weinstein thing unveiled, I had seen nearly 2.5 years ago that companies run the risk of a huge reputation loss and the ability to attract women talent in future if they don't create the right culture of inclusion and equity in the work and safety in the workplace. So I think even at the board level, I have made that little difference about forcing a conversation and dialogue around why. And in the audit committee, I sit on several audit committees, so the risk of reputation loss through that route, trying to get into a dialogue on how to prevent and sexual harassment in the workplace and how to create a safe environment. And the Companies Act in India also is supportive of that. They all listed companies have to report POSH cases in their annual report. So even through the regulatory angle, one can bring in that subject onto board, and I have done that.
So there are a lot of initiatives in PwC for women. I mean, just last week we had one where the partners and EDs self-nominate as mentors, and then women can go and select the mentors they want. But I think what is more important is, can you be touching the lives of the people who are immediately around you, looking up to you? And so one simple instance that I narrate to is of a young girl who got married to somebody in merchant navy and wanted to go sailing. And she said she didn't want to be, she wants to give up work. So my advice to her was that, okay, fine, you go. You go on a sabbatical, you go without pay, but stay on the roads, for God's sake. When you come back, if you tell me after those 6 months that you still want to leave, I will release you in 1 day, no questions asked. But you come back and tell me that. And she came back after 6 months and she was so grateful that I had advised her and counseled her not to drop, because there are always people waiting on the line who will come and take your position. And again, to get in and start doing that is very difficult, you know. So my advice to people around me is that if you're confident of the fact that you're competent, and if you are rightly assertive, and I say rightly because, you know, there's a fine line between being assertive and aggressive. If you're rightly assertive and then you're passionate and there is rigor to what you're doing, opportunities are there and women can do a lot.
So sometimes they have been to be urged. It's not, you can't just let it be. So if a woman wants to opt out, like Sheryl Sandberg says, don't leave before you leave. At that time they need a powerful mentor or a role model who actually counsels them through that phase. But yes,
I practice the behavior I want everybody to follow. Mithun, I leave loudly on time to balance my work and home if it's not really critical for me to stay back. And I encourage that in my office with all people, irrespective of gender. I spend more time with the men telling them that once they are married, what are their responsibilities, once they have a child, what are their responsibilities, and what they should do well at home. That's on the personal side. In Inclusion Initiative, I launched celebrations for the International Women's Week and Cultural Diversity Week in a virtual mode, so that my 13 offices across the country would have an equal chance of participation and enjoying the celebration. So we have webcasts from industry people, we have panel discussions. What we have interesting for every employee to participate is crosswords, questionnaires, Sudokus, and we give out prizes for them, and we have screensavers running across the whole week. We found that as one of the very good practices across all our member firms, and others have started trying that out in their countries. And I'm happy about that initiative, because my only objective there was I wanted every office to be included. Otherwise, it would become Mumbai specific or Delhi specific, because the numbers are larger there. But you tend to leave out a small office which has got more women, and an office which has got more young millennials who don't get the chance of listening to anybody. And we open this to everybody because they get a chance to listen to leadership. Otherwise, they go for offsites for